Hello everybody, welcome to another one of Chris's beer reviews. Today, or not even today, a couple days ago, my buddy and I were getting ready for a party, and he said, hey, we gotta buy some Macleay's. I said, I've never tried Macleay's before. He said, you've never tried Macleay's before? It is a Scottish pale ale. And I'm like, alright, well that sounds damn good to me. End result, we couldn't find any, well, they got some. You got two options. You got a 12 or a 2-4 pack of this to get at the beer store, or you have an extremely selected amount of LCBOs that will sell it in tall boys. So we weren't close enough to a tall boy LCBO, so we went to the beer store and picked up a 12 of Macleay's. A 12 of Macleay's was like 15 something. So before I drank this, I kind of got the impression that it was kind of like a cheap Laker beer or a Lucky Lager or that kind of stuff. It was originally brewed in 1830, and yeah, this was brewed in Guelph, Ontario. It's a 341 milliliter bottle at 5% ABV, and to be specific, in Scotland, it was originally brewed in Alloa. A-L-L-O-A. We got a cool little Macleay's cap. This is the only beer that I saved from the party. And, shabam! Twist top, smoke. I'm going to pour it into my Pilsner glass. I guess I can call it a Pilsner glass. Not. Alright, check it out. We got some crazy smoke drizzling down into the bottom. Nice touch. Got a one-finger head there, as you can see. And I'm pretty much out of beer in this bottle. We just drizzle the rest in. Yeah, you got a very, very light copper tone looking color. It's very, it's got a very wheaty color. It's like almost yellow. It just smells like a cheap lager. Not really picking up on anything but wheat. Let's go in for the kill. Now, the reason why I don't mind this as a cheap beer is because most cheap beers are lagers, like Laker, Lucky Lager. I could just keep going. I already mentioned that list. This is a cheap pale ale. It has that light taste to it, but it still has more of like a maltier kind of aftertaste than the other light brews. So this one, if I had to pick a cheap brew, there's nothing really wrong with this, except for the fact that I don't usually like to settle for Lakers and lagers in general. You get a very, very carbonated taste. While Wilt's on the inside, you barely have any bubbles, and it doesn't it tastes like a light lager, but incidentally, it somehow manages to have much more of a body than your average lager, and it does have your typical lager wheaty taste, but that malty aftertaste is really what gives it that extra little bit of a kick above the other cheap lagers out there. Well, preparing my rating here, being that I am not a fan of lagers, but it is better than your average lager. I'm thinking I'm going to give it a 2.9 out of 5. It's a little bit above average for a beer that should be considered like below average, considering its cheapness. Like when you buy a 12 pack and it's $15, you know, that's very, very close to $1 a beer. Anyways, I'm going to finish the rest. I'll let you know if it changes. It's funny, it almost even kind of has like that Rickard's Red aftertaste. Or sorry, it's got the bite of Rickard's Red, but it's got the aftertaste of Alexander Keith's. That's the best I could put it. We all know what I'm talking about. Alexander Keith's also has a very similar aftertaste to Molson Canadian, except I'm sticking with the Alexander Keith's aftertaste because the Alexander Keith's is actually a pale ale, so I'm going in the right direction. I totally am, I swear. Alright. Here goes. Alright, everybody. Cheers. Thanks for joining me on another one of Chris's beer reviews. Don't drink and drive. But drink and burp responsibly. Take it easy.